more in the previous game, taking the first game versus Socke. Unfortunately for Socke, though, he did try for this the 10 gate into the fast Cybernex core to try and get into the opponent's space with all these stalkers, but great defense by MaNa, and then transition into quite an early expansion with a Colossus play and moving out with a key execution push.
And it looks like both players are ready, so we'll be going into game 2 of this second quarterfinal match. If you would like Mousesports MaNa to close the series out, give a cheer for MaNa.
And if you'd like Socke, the German Socke, to come back to make this a 1-1 and go to a best of 3 all the way to the end, make some noise for him.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have just spawned in the close positions on Metalopolis in the north. We do have alternate attacks, Socke as the blue Protoss on the left. We have Mousesports MaNa as the red Protoss. And I'd like to give a special shout out to all the online viewers who weren't able to make it out to Sweden, all the people from Team Liquid and Gosu Gamers and SC2 Reddit and all the other wonderful communities, and everyone at Ustream checking out the games. Thank you for supporting esports.
And on this map, Metalopolis, because of the spawning positions, and actually, hold that thought, because there is a very early probe moved out by Socke, another kind of interesting build by him. The previous game, trying to go for the 10-gate expansion, 10-gate forward aggression, but we are seeing the pylon being put down here.
What? I see this pylon, and I'm like, what?
Well, what does it mean?
I don't know. You know, this is actually insane because there's two things that need to be considered. He didn't know that he was in close positions. And, I mean, honestly, for any of you who think that he's listening in, they're actually at a completely separate area through a bunch of drywall. So there's no chance that he can actually hear that they were in these close positions. So, honestly, if he's building, it's a forge up here. Oh, no. Huck did defeat Socke with a cannon rush. And by hiding it up here, honestly, this looks a lot like a proxy gate play, so it's going to be very hard to predict some sort of forge push. Oh my gosh, this is such an insane move by Socke, but it just might work. And there's the wall in, and Socke has completely contained his opponent and his own probe. So he needs to bring yet another reinforcing probe, but this is actually very smart by Socke as he can warp in on the high ground, and MaNa does throw down a forge of his own.
This is going to be interesting to see how MaNa actually defends this. He does see the double pylon blocking himself in, and here we go, another pylon being made on the... No, it's actually a cannon being put down just below here. Will have range up here, and this has to keep this probe alive. It's so vital to keep this probe alive inside the base.
He's trying to keep the probe alive, and there's the surround by MaNa. He takes it out. There's no vision on the high ground. Socke's push has been completely shut down, but look at this. Socke is building a pylon. He builds a pylon and forces his probe through the complete wall off. There's another photon cannon going down by Socke. Brilliant counter response. Diapollo types a pipe symbol because he just can't control himself. And it looks
so excited, and oh my god, he actually manages to get the cannon alive. Cannon still has side range. The probe is still alive.
Oh my
god.
Two cannons getting warped in from both players. We don't see any zelts have been made by Mousesports MaNa. Meanwhile, it looks like in the main, there's almost no probes out right now for Socke. Two cannons are up. Oh no, there's a third one trying to go down, and the probe also falls again for Socke, but there's almost nothing mining for Mousesports MaNa, and it looks like it's cannon versus cannon, and I don't know which cannon will win, and it looks like there's the target firing going on, and Socke ends up splitting up.
Actually, this is really good for MaNa because he loses vision once again. And here we look at the probe count. Actually, Socke slightly ahead because he did lose quite a few probes.
All right, it's at the 4-minute mark, and it's 9 food versus 11 food. And well, it's actually 9 of 26 and 12 of 34. You need a lot of pylons to be able to throw those cannons down. So now I think each player will begin chilling out a bit. Gas guys are going down for Socke. Very interesting play. He can get a +1 attack upgrade at his forge. With that gas.
He's got the gateway down, and once again he squeezes another probe in, but I don't think MaNa actually sees this. No, he doesn't see the probe come in at all, and this could be quite dangerous.
Is he just going to try to cannon rush again? That would be so goofy. Yeah, he's just going to cannon rush again.
And at the same time, look in the right-hand side of the base day now. There's a pylon in here also. And so we are going to see a double cannon rush by both players. Though, MaNa actually scouted out Socke's build inside his base.
Did you do some commentary?
So no, the probe is being chased down. Socke's probe being chased down by MaNa. Knows exactly what's going on. But here we go. The cannon has been put down in this hidden place. Socke has no idea. Actually, he is moving around with a probe and is going to move into this area, and we'll see it just as it comes out, though. And it's pretty bad for
Socke's
Socke.
probe. Surprise! It's at 75%. He has to bring everything. There's the pylon going down, and the cannon is going to end up finishing warping in. He has to do the good surround. The cannon is already at 1/4 health. It is now at 1/2 health, and it will be taken down. It's 14 food versus 16 food.
Oh my god, what a crazy game this is. And another cannon being put down. 2 cannons being down.
He's still making cannons. And it's actually working. I don't believe it. MaNa is continuing to warp in cannons. Takes out another one. Socke is in such an awkward spot, trying as best he can to pick off these remaining cannons. But until that probe gets picked off, there is no dice for the opponent. And it looks like Cybernetics Core finally going down for MaNa. It looks like there's a Stalker getting warped in by Socke, and there's no gateway units in sight for his opponent.
Oh, and this pylon is still in there. The probe is still moving around in the base of Socke. MaNa does trying to see what he can do with this. I don't know if he's going to put down another cannon, Day9, in the back of the base. He's going to force Socke to pull more probes off the line. And here we go. He's going to try and take down this cannon. What a crazy game.
This game is this is an unusual play. We do see Zealots and Stalkers getting produced. MaNa now getting his second gateway up. The cannon does end up falling. MaNa can actually still continue to cannon rush with some success because of the fact that it's going to be very difficult for the opponent to do much of anything. But look at this. Socke is swinging around to the backside and is target firing this pylon, but I don't think that's the best choice. Would be much better off trying to pick off some sort of probe, and it just keeps walking into the cannon range. Really cannot afford to take that sort of loss.
And MaNa actually got to be careful with this probe. Just trying to do a little probe harassment in the back of the base. Nothing being made from the forge, as you said. No upgrades are coming out. And another Stalker and a Zealot be made, but units are being chrono boosted out. And MaNa's looking in quite a comfortable position.
Yeah, that was a big blunder by Socke. The pylon he killed off actually powered that faraway cannon. So he really was not able to do much of anything else. And now Socke walks into a trap. 2 Stalkers there to greet him. So it looks like MaNa will be able to push out, and Socke is suddenly in an extremely awkward situation. There is the firing on the unpowered cannon. It's 3 units versus 2. But as we look around the map, we see that Socke does not have any additional gateways, but MaNa has 3 out right now. MaNa with amazing defense.
He's got to be careful not to lose this sentry. Does put a force field down just before it dies. Takes down the Stalker. Is going to chase down the Zealot and is in quite a nice position. The second gateway has been put down, and a third has been put down for Socke in his main.
Yeah, this is going to be very difficult for Socke to be able to defend against. I really think it's a mistake to try to lead all these forces up to where his tech structures are. But it looks like that final gateway will be taken down. Can he keep the Stalker alive? He has nowhere to be able to run. And it looks like that back pylon is also finally going to be taken out by that single probe. And Socke is trying his best to recoup these losses, but MaNa is advancing rapidly with a big force.
He could go in and he could actually kill Socke right now. I mean, he has no units out. There's just this one Stalker. What is he going to be building from the gateway? Nothing, apparently. There's nothing coming out at all. And he's going to walk straight into the main. And he's actually changing them into warp gates. And this is a lot of trouble for Socke. He has no units. Probes are going to have to be pulled off.
I know he was pylon blocked. He was food blocked, so he could not get any units out. Supply so key in these cheese situations. And MaNa now advancing forth, picking off all of these Stalkers. Warp gates only just now finishing for Socke. He did an insane cannon rush. It was on the verge of winning, but look at the amazing defense by MaNa and the counterplay, playing so calm, picking off probes one at a time. The last Stalker falls. The probes do manage to pick off one of MaNa's Stalkers, but there are more units being rallied forth. 1 more Stalker falls. Socke only has 8 probes remaining.
8 probes versus 24. A ton of Stalkers have been warped in by MaNa, and he will be advancing again. He is going to walk up here with the 4 Stalkers, 5 Stalkers. This one lonely Stalker of Socke is going to be running back to the probe line, asking for help, but there's not much they can do either, as there's not enough of them, and this could be the game.
And it looks like MaNa finds the pylon. He'll be picking that off, and then he'll be going for the gateway. Then going for the Cybernetics Core. No more Stalkers can be made by the opponent. Just wants to make sure he is as pylon blocked as possible. MaNa with a little bit of a missed rally, but does escape without taking anything but shield damage.
And here he is. He's going to go in for the kill. MaNa moves up the ramp. 1 Stalker
and
goes down, and the
game.
GG called. And MaNa advances also into the semi-final with a 2-0 lead. over Socke, and not only dropping one game in the group stage. 2-0 versus Moro, 2-0 versus Socke.
I mean, what a funny game, I will say. I mean, the cannon rush into cannon defense against the cannon rush into counter cannon rush. Both players loving cannons in that series, but, you know, I just love the fact that MaNa played that out so calmly. Just had a focus on economy, on probes, on continuing to progress, and I think that if Socke had really just kind of went back to more normal play faster, he would have pulled out in the lead.
I think you spent more time laughing